next guest here next to me. Who are you and what brings you to JFall?
Hi, I'm Nataliia. I'm a software engineer working at Azul, a colleague of yours. And I actually come to JFO for a couple of years now. And these days it's more for networking, like meeting friends and people, communicating with all the other wonderful speakers that are here. And yeah, it's and watching some talks, of course, because I really have something already in mind that I would like to watch. And yeah, just enjoy the day and enjoy JFall today.
So today you're a visitor, enjoying the
Yeah.
talks, but you were a speaker here a few years ago, or twice, I think even. What were your topics?
I was talking about some Java under the hood. So my first talk was actually about creating a JVM language that I created for fun. I actually wanted to figure out how Java bytecode works, what it is. I figured that I actually didn't know what it looked like. So I decided to take a look, and somehow I ended up building my own programming language. And basically, it was yeah, I was generating the bytecodes, and when you generate the bytecode, you need to understand what this all operations do, how it all functions, and how does it look under the hood in each moment of the time. So I had to learn on that, and then I thought, okay, I can actually share this with other people, what I learned, and this is how my first talk was born. And then actually it was like a snowball coming from there because people were asking questions, and I was like, oh yeah, it's interesting to know about this as well. So this is how other talks were born as well.
So people may not realize. So if you have Java codes and you run Java C, you end up with bytecodes. But the same kind of bytecode is generated by other languages, like I think Kotlin, Scala. They also do the same. So what you did was write another language in the family of Java, Kotlin.
Yes, it was another JVM language. So it looked exactly the same as Java bytecode under the hood, just a different compiler. Yeah, I believe Kotlin looks similar under the hood, but about Scala it's hard to say for me because they have a lot of scary stuff. There.
That's why it's called Scala. Scary. No. Did you have a fancy name for the language?
I called it Mova. It's this means the language in Ukrainian, my native language.
That's a nice name. And is it used? Do you use it yourself for some development?
I had an idea that it can be used by people who are not very technical, so it could be written as natural language sentences, but I guess now it's no longer relevant. No, I don't use it myself. It was just for fun project, and I have actually not touched it since, maybe only for like small other pet projects, but that was just a fun project.
It's really fun that you wrote your own language. I know one presenter we had, I think at Devox, who wrote the Rockstar language.
Yeah, there was no, I don't know that one, but I also know about annotation based language. Actually, was the presentation today. I think in the early bird sessions. I have seen it before, but it was also crazy and super cool. Also, like cool experiments like that.
So you wrote your compiler to convert your language to bytecode. What did it learn you about how Java works or the GVM?
It learned me about why certain things look like they do, like certain constructions uh, on the higher level, and how maybe different formulations and different pieces of code can translate into a very simple, small thing, and maybe about some things that you can, depending on how you write it, it can be interpreted a little differently. And yeah, just gave me a little bit more of insight on why certain decisions in the language were being made, and yeah, this kind of small things. But mainly how Java actually executes how JVM executes the program, how it interprets it, and then I also, of course, started learning more about JIT compiler. Like I didn't really implement anything like that yet or whatsoever, but it was still very interesting to look into it a bit.
Is it something as a Java developer you should do? Look into how the JVM works, or can you just go with the day job and use Java as the language, or can it help you to make more performant applications?
To be honest, I think it didn't influence me for a long time. I didn't know how the bytecode looked like, and I was doing my job, and it was okay. It's not like it influenced a lot of my daily work. But if you are more interested you're more interested in this domain, or you're actually working with more lower level things, then of course, it will benefit you a lot if you know that. So it's not something that I expect every developer to know, but I think they might be interested or curious, and it might give you like just more understanding and appreciation of the language you're using.
Um, it was a pet project for you, I guess. It was not part of your job, so you became a speaker because of it. How did it influence your career, or what you have been doing since then?
It's influenced it in a way that I was speaking a bit more after that, because, as I said, it's a snowball that keeps pulling one thing after another. But as I mentioned, I was really into the domain, and probably because of the networking and talking with other people who thought, oh, that's so cool, and maybe connecting with people on the subject, this is how I found my current job, which is actually in the domain that I'm really interested in. So that is super cool. I think how this community, this networking can drive you to the point where you actually want to be.
So you're now working as Azul.
Yes.
Welcome, colleague. Thank you for the very nice present. Is this in a handmade Duke? Your current job is inside the GVM. What do you do now?
It's how to say. I'm a backend engineer. I'm working in intelligence cloud team. So it's some cloud solutions that help developers. But it's not like I'm actually doing a lot of low-level work right now. But still, the insights that I have about how JVM works and what JVM does, they really much help me to understand the domain, because still I need to use these terms, use this information to communicate with other teams that do actually lower level things, like the agent guys. So it does help me a lot, and it's more of like connecting what I'm used to doing a lot, so backend work, with my interest, which is JVM and all this internal stuff.
And this intelligence cloud tool helps people to see what's actually running in production, right?
So we have a couple of different features there. And this is vulnerability detection, so people can actually see what vulnerabilities are present in the code that actually is running and being executed, and not just like false positives, just scanning the whole code base that you have. We also have code inventory, so pretty much what's coming is that we're going to be telling what classes and methods are used or unused in your code base, so this is also very helpful. The JVM inventory, so it's more about presenting this information about your code base and making it accurate and based on your actual usage.
And that's where your experience with JVM comes in, where you can really see what is being used in the application.
Where it helps me is that we have some agents that are reporting some information from the JVM and sending it to the backend. So from the backend side, I have to process this information correctly, and I have to understand also how that agent works and what it does in there. And so that's where it helps me.
Okay, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for being here, and enjoy the conference.
Thanks for having me. And